Today is day 6 of the CORE7 lifestyle factors, and it's the one that I'm really excited about. It's breath. Why is that? You know, breath, we take 20,000 breaths per day, and every single one of them is sending a message to your autonomic nervous system to say, am I safe, or you know, am I in danger? So can you imagine that 20,000 times a day you're doing that? It's super important. You know, inside of the group we hear people talking about white coat syndrome, which is just anxiety. So it's anxiety, your body tenses up, you release cortisol, your veins contract, your blood pressure goes up, and then when you leave the doctor's office it goes back to normal. So if it can shoot up that fast, it can also shoot down that fast, and absolutely it can, you know. I've seen people who they can reduce they've reduced the blood pressure like 40 points in less than 1 minute. Can you imagine that? And that's just through the power of breath. So I want to touch on some of the different types of breaths and how they can have an impact on you, and let's just see where this video goes. So what I can say is what you don't want to do, which most people do, is if you do rapid breathing and into your chest, that activates the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight and flight response. So it's where you're anxious, you're mobilised, you're ready to go, and that's bad, especially over a long period of time where you're activating, you know, the adrenaline, cortisol, all your blood is coming away from the organs, going to your extremities. Mobilising the muscles ready to run or fight. You don't want to do that. Sometimes you might want to do that. You might want to feel energised or something like that. For whoever has watched likes of the Tony Robbins videos and stuff like that, he deliberately energises the body through movement and all this sort of stuff, but you can also do it through breath to get you in a highly energised state. So if you look up fire breath, this is rapid breathing in, like through the diaphragm, so into your stomach, and you're breathing fast, and that puts you into the sympathetic nervous system, and it highly energizes you. And that might be okay for a rapid burst, or if you're going into an interview or whatever it is, but not in the normal way of life. You want to be into the parasympathetic nervous system, and there's different types of techniques you can look up. So, you know, box breathing. I think it's the Navy SEALs who do that. I don't particularly like it, but you can try it. You breathe in through the nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out through pursed lips for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and repeat. This is good to put you into the parasympathetic nervous system. It's not really what I like. I prefer the as long as you're exhaling longer than the inhale, this is good, because the exhale is parasympathetic, inhale is, and depending on the force and velocity and speed, like everything else that you put into it, is sympathetic. So to breathe in slowly through the nose, and then out through pursed lips for 6 seconds, I like that. Or don't get, it's like the blood pressure numbers. People get stuck on the 120/80. What's the optimum? If I'm, 124/83, that's it. No, it isn't. You want to be in a sort of range, you know. So if we talk about, so like I say, just to do something that's good for you, what feels good for you. The important thing is that you're breathing in shorter than you are breathing out. Breathing out is the relaxed state. So find what works best for you. Whilst it's in my mind, I want to mention something. When you're breathing through the mouth, this is more sympathetic, more oxidative stress and all this sort of stuff. You should look up a book called Breath by James Nestor. I was absolutely, and I'm not affiliated to that, I was blown away when I looked at that. But you want to be breathing through the nose. So when you breathe through the nose, the nasal passage, actually, in all the vascular things that's up there, it generates nitric oxide. So it produces nitric oxide through breathing through your nose. So when you're walking, when you're exercising, The more you breathe through your nose and less through the mouth, the better that is. When your breath is wrong, so when you're breathing fast and into your chest and through your mouth, you activate cortisol, you activate the sympathetic nervous system. You're not in a good state. If you have a look on the blog, this is another very good blog. I'm going to link it to this video. There's some really good stuff on there you should read through. When you're breathing slowly into the diaphragm, so belly breaths, when you're breathing through your nose and all this sort of stuff, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. As I've just mentioned, breathing through the nose stimulates nitric oxide production, which is really good. These are the sorts of things that you want to be doing. Is there anything else that I can share with regards to the breath? Now, I think if you look on the blog, I can't remember all the different things. If you look on look on the blog, it's really important. Breath is one of the most important things. You breathe 20,000 times a day. Each one of those breaths is signaling to your nervous system, am I safe or am I in danger? And you completely control that. White coat syndrome, for people who's had that experience, can see that your blood pressure can go up 20, 30, 40 points in like immediate. Well, if it can go up that quick, it can also come down that quick, and it can. So when you've heard us talk in the group before about, what's the best thing possible to lower your blood pressure, it's to get into the parasympathetic nervous system, and you do that dead easily just by the power of the breath. It's that important. So unfortunately, let's see if I can find them. Alpha, Django, here. What's this? Hurry up. Let's see if we can find the tinkers. There's Alpha. Django. And there's Django. I hope you got to see them. I should have said at the beginning of this video, if you got any value from it, please put a like onto it. It helps Facebook to recognise it's of value to people, and it shares it so more people in the group will get to see it. Even better if you've got a comment, or if you can put a like, to share, something like that. That would really help. But breath is super, super important. You do 20,000 of them a day. Each one of them send a signal to your body. You have control over that, so it's worth looking into. The book by Breath by James Nestor is absolutely superb. The blog that I'm going to link into this video is absolutely superb. So that's it for day 6, the breath. Tomorrow we'll be going on to stress management, which is a super important one too. So until then, over and out for now. And overall, over and out from Alpha. Django's ran off so you can't see him. All right, cheers, bye.